seem to be the nuclear sentence and things like that. And we have talked a lot here about the LGBT community, where they seem to be the new people coming to the front. They want to make this the new black, right? And so all of these people are pushing this, especially the black face. They use them to do that a lot. We know that the LGBT community has curriculums in the school. They have received more rights than black people ever have. We don't even have real black history lessons in school, but they're teaching our children in elementary about transgenders and gays, and they're not even thinking about their sexuality. So that community has gained a lot of rights, even over black people's rights. And so what I will say is that in this attack, I have found that, of course, they threw racism in there, but I've heard a lot of articles and people speak about it from the perspective of homophobia, right? To where it was more about him being gay than it was about him being black. Now, what I will say to you is that there are times that stuff comes up. Well, you know what? It's not, because you watch all the gay people come forward and be like, we understand.
I don't think they put a rope around his neck because he was gay. I think they put that rope around his neck because they thought he was a nigga.
Right. But it's a good point that the elder made, right? That the elder made, as far as, you know, that shout out to you, Greg. Thank you, King, for that donation. He said, keep telling the truth. I ain't gonna read the other end. You want to talk about them people, you got to meet me on my personal page. I ain't gonna do that over here. But, you know, so I don't know. When you think about it, it is very dramatic. And I will say that I don't put anything past anybody. Not saying it's necessarily him. I mean, he may be in cahoots with people helping him come up with these stories. But, you know, when you have big name people, when you mix the right ingredients in the kitchen, you can create whatever you want. And if we get the public hostile about, you know, gays being treated this way, and you do it in a racist attack, you're trying to kind of put, you know, gays and black people and their oppression next to each other. They've been doing that the whole time. When I think it's much different, because see, you can't hide your blackness, but you can walk around. I don't have to know your sexuality. I'm not in the bedroom with you. People can keep that to themselves. And a lot of times they should. I mean, you know, if you want to dress up like a girl, it's obvious you're a tranny, but we don't have to know your sexuality. So they're not the same to me. They're not, right? And they do put them hand in hand. And I wouldn't be surprised if they thought maybe this would cause an uproar, you know, in the sense of, as they're passing this bill, like the elder said, well, we got to add gays to this too. See,
okay, I understand. So you just said
lynching is a thing for black people, right? They want to add gays to this. You can't be lynching gays. I don't know how many gays have been lynched. Somebody give me a list.
And, right. But I didn't know that, Elder. Thank you for that. I didn't know about this pending bill. Thank you very much for informing us and everybody else, because I'm sure a lot of people here didn't know that either, which I think is ridiculous, because in 2019, we just passed an anti-lynching bill.
Right.
What the fuck?
But you know, that's a deflection, because they will say to you, well, we got this lynching bill. So you're like, oh, they're doing something for black people, when really it's pointless. So they throw us these little facades of freedom, you know, and they're really not about anything. Kind of like Trump's prison reform bill. When you really take a closer look at it, it's not going to do anything but take people who have served far too long for drug sentences at this point and let them free when they should have been free, right? It's not stopping juveniles from being tried as adults, when we know that black children are pushed in that category more.
They're working on that as well.
Right. It's not going to stop using privatized prisons, which means you won't make legal slaves of people, right? To where it's on the stock market and you got them working in sweatshops. You know, we still got brothers in Angola prison that used to be Angola plantation picking cotton for 4 cents today. They still do that. So I don't see any real prison reform. All I see is people getting happy saying, oh, he's doing stuff for black people. And they give you the bare minimum, or they wrap some bullshit up like in a box and you open it and just look pretty. It ain't about nothing.
No, I don't think Kardashian is going there. I mean, thank God she did getting a few out, but I haven't seen any real, I agree with you there. I haven't seen any real true prison reform. I just read somewhere that they're talking about letting all the people out of jail who have minor drug offenses, but I think it goes deeper than that. And I think the privatization of it has cost a recitative, it's a business now, just any kind of, and the worst part about it is probation violations. That's where they keep this revolving line back in the prison with this probation. They keep it so many people on probation. There is no way they cannot